Yo, what's good? What's good? What's happening with y'all? Yes, sir. We in here. Got my man 10A ready in the building. Just waiting for some more people to get up in here. Hope everybody having a good week. See Carvin Q out there. Carvin Q in the building. Throwing up all kind of little stuff out there. He just dropped a link from my man's channel, his Instagram. I got it pinned at the top of the comments. So when you come in, go check him out. Tech Money, what's good, brother? What's good? What's good? How was your week? We in here tonight, man. We're gonna have some good conversation with this brother. He got a lot going on. Look like he can teach you about some money things, some physical fitness stuff, some prepping stuff. I think he covering all kind of bases. He like the Black James Bond up in this camp. Yeah, man. Gonna have fun tonight. Rough week, but maintain. But man, I hope it get better. Tap in. What's good, homie? Tap in Productions. That's my guy. Brother, I was looking at a picture of you. Actually, it was I was looking back at the first meetup video. You was a little pudgy. You didn't slam down now, brother. It's a big difference from Tap In Productions in Houston to Tap In Productions in Nashville. Maurice Evans, what's happening, brother? How you doing? I see you out there. Maurice passing out, carving all kind of flowers. Mark Thompson in the building. What's good, fam? I see you. Coy in the building. I see you. Knew Coy had to tap in. Yes, sir. Got Kane in there. What's up, Square? I see you out there. All my squares, what's up? My man tap in said, yes, sir. In that gym. Yes, sir. I see. Shanna Ewan. That means Jason close by. What's happening, Ms. Ewan? Welcome, welcome. Jason is close by. Where you at? Yes, sir. I'm gonna get a few more people in here, and then we're gonna bring this brother on up. Hope everybody doing good. Hope everybody done got all their SHOT Show content in. Everybody know what they want for this year. Y'all already done made your list, making them early Christmas lists. I already copped something for the new year. So did. Gotta finish editing up the video so I can get it up for y'all so y'all have something to watch tomorrow, man. Yeah. I'm a little late to the party on this one though. But it's here though. It's here. Yes, sir. When y'all come in, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. Share the video, man. Share it. Bring some other people in here. Tribe of Kings in the building. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Got the tribe in here, y'all. Them brothers, boy, they be getting it in. They be putting in that work. That brother, he done already got the ham radio stuff out there and everything. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. There you go, Jason. I knew he wasn't too far behind. You see one, the other one right behind. Yeah, man. I'm finna bring this brother in here. We get a couple more people on here. Hollow Point, what's good with you, brother? What's good with you? Man, it's beautiful seeing all y'all coming through, saying what's up to each other, spreading that love. If y'all wondering what I'm looking at, I got two screens. I can see the comments faster over here than I can over here. Yep. Anybody, what y'all's New Year resolutions? Who made New Year resolutions? And who gonna stick to them New Year resolutions? Nobody ever stick to them. Well, who's sticking to theirs? My New Year's resolution is to buy more guns. Yeah. So will. Buy more guns. That's what we're doing in 2023. Buying more guns. Take Money said, yes, sir. Did you hear the government is labeling preppers as domestic terrorists simply for being prepared for disasters? What the hell? You need to sit down somewhere. They also talking about changing like the shockwave shotguns to SBSs, making them NFA items. I saw a video that said something about the ATF admits they made a mistake, but I had to back out of YouTube real quick, and when I went back in, it was gone. I can't pull it back up. That's right, Maurice. Y'all hit that like button. We got 14 people and 8 likes. Come on, now. Hit that like button. All right. I hope this brother ready, because I'm going to bring him on the screen. Man, Patrick Irie, what's good, brother? What's good? I see you, fam. Bam! There he is.
What's going on?
Brother. This is Sean, y'all. 10-8 ready. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, my name is Sean from 10-8 Ready. A little bit about my background. Former Marine, did some time in the Marine Corps. Former law enforcement, also first responder, paramedic as well. 10-8 Ready is basically a multi-service company with a focus on preparedness. I built this company because I guess as corny as it sounds, I actually have an authentic love for our people. When my people talk about we love us, I oftentimes ask, what are you doing for us? And so I built this company to educate us, to empower us, and to, try to give us a handbook or give us a leg up on a game that was systematically not configured for us to win or to prevail. So I'm out of Northern Virginia right now. And so the whole, the corny introduction is, hey, this is Sean from 10-8 Ready. We are a multi-service company with a focus on preparedness. We're experts in 3 areas: security, tactical training, stock market analysis and publication, and asset protection. But like I said, man, I built this company because I've been a fan of us ever since I've been a child. And I'm not a fan of just running my mouth. I'm a fan of actually doing something to help our people. So this is what I do. I don't believe that as people, we are as prepared as we need to be and for any number of events. Grid down, power outage, financial collapse. Don't get me running my mouth. So y'all cut me off, but a little bit about it.
They ain't gonna cut you off, brother. They gonna let you talk. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is Raw and Uncut, brother. And you're right. We are way behind and definitely not prepared in all those areas. At least some of us, anyway.
Right.
I don't think. I can't say everybody is behind, but some of us. There's a lot of us out there that are definitely going to be in a bad situation if stuff went down.
And and when I say I don't mean any. I don't mean to be devaluating in nature. I don't mean any disrespect to our culture, to our community, but I see little things, and I've always been taught either, you can make castigating remarks about something, or you can actually do something. So, whenever people have me, and I try to again, drop a couple of jewels, man, educate, and just try to teach people how to overcome some things and how to be prepared. Because the reality is, let me tell you something, man. My grandmama taught me when I was a little boy, man. It was before I even got in the military. My grandmother said to me one time, she said, "Baby, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it." Just some real basic stuff. And this is way before I even got into the military. I remember just a quick story. Once I was in the military, man, we went out to the field to do some training. And I remember one of the sergeants at the time, he was like, "Hey, look, it's going to rain. Y'all need to go ahead and take y'all, what you call them. I can't forget what you call these suits, Gore-Tex. I forget what they called them Jones back in the day, but you need to take your suit. It's going to be raining out there." And so I'm looking like, man, it's sunny as a mug, man. It don't even look like it's about to rain. I'm good. I'm going to leave that joint in the back. So I totally just disregarded what he said. Long story short, we got out there, started digging trenches, blah, 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 blah. And it started to rain. Not only did it start to rain, it started to pour. Then the temperature dropped. Then it started to snow. I was like, damn, I should have listened to what this dude said. And so in the back of my mind, that was a that was a good example of better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So I'm sure, we shout out to the Tribe of Kings, man, and all the good people you got on here tonight, Carbon Q and everybody. If you
Right.
have been through something and you have been, you didn't had your behind handed to you, or you've been so inconvenienced, some
Right.
of us, we learn from that. And so we now put things in place, to mitigate the effects of things, happening in life. So,
Right.
yeah, so I'm big on the whole thing of preparedness. So.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of our people don't grasp the concept of that. Stuff can happen, and just because you see something on social media, or it looks like it's something that can never happen in your lifetime, doesn't mean it won't happen.
Right.
A lot of people that's died in wars and stuff like that didn't think that was going to happen in their lifetime, and it
Right.
happened. You
Right.
have to be ready for whatever situation.
Right.
People that was in the Great Depression didn't think they would ever be in a position to where they would be struggling like that, but it happened.
Right.
Right. We went into a recession before. It looks like we might be headed towards one again.
Man, well, if you ask me, I say we in it. I think that the true financial definition of a recession is, I believe it's 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP, which is gross domestic product.
Right.
I just came back from a conference a couple of months ago where they were saying we're actually in a recession, but generally speaking, the mainstream news media outlet doesn't like to tell you that. They don't like to always be honest with you, and generally by the time they tell you that we're in a recession, we've probably been in one for a long time. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You said we keep it real out here, so let me go and adjust my coat around here. Tonight. I don't know about y'all, but I could talk about what I see in my life. You feel me? All my bills are up. My trash bill is up. My water bill is up. My electricity bill is up. Every utility bill that I pay, my property taxes have gone up. And so, when people say like what inflation, all you have to do is look at the price of everything that's going up. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, when I step to the cashier at the grocery store, I'm like, after I pay for my groceries and I come to the checkout counter, I'm like, yo, what did I just buy? This joint's at $375. I got a loaf of bread, some peanut butter, and some toothpicks. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if people are not able to see this, then they're, the prognosis for them is not good. So, it's a lot of stuff going on out here, man, and a lot of people don't believe in preparation once because it ain't sexy, it ain't popular. And because a lot of people have the normalcy bias, they think because it's always been normal, because or they think that it's just happening over there, that's just over there. Oh, the water in Jackson, Mississippi, that's just over there. Oh, what's my people up in is it in Michigan? What my
Flint, Michigan?
Like? Yeah, Flint, Michigan. We have this mentality of saying it's just taking place over there, and so somehow we foolishly don't think it could ever happen over here. In respect to the algorithm, because I know we can't really say what we want to say, but allegedly in 2020, the cough happened over there, and when we looked up, the Johnny come over here and shut the whole globe down for 2 years. So be real careful when you think that something is just over there, because it's a small world.
Gotcha.
So that man say like Jay-Z saying, they wild. Allow me to read to do my stuff. No, let me stop, man. Let me be professional. I'm on YouTube tonight.
But yeah, I mean, I know me and Queen was talking a few weeks ago because I went to the grocery store, and the stuff I got, I'm looking at it when it got rung up. I'm looking at the total,
right,
and I'm looking at what I got, and I was like, hold up. I was like, that number used to be a lot more stuff in my basket.
Right.
And then when you go to the gas pump and you see those prices, I went to Walmart and it looked like somebody went in and robbed them. And so I was like, okay. So I do feel the whole recession thing. I do feel that people are not prepared. I know in my area where I live at, I got a lot of hillbillies running around me down here in Manchester where I live at. And they ready. They ready. Yeah, I know some of these companies.
Yeah, man, that's a burden of mine, because I'm not trying to. Let me again make sure I monitor my words, but I was looking at something on YouTube one day, and they were talking about. I'm not gonna call them out because I don't want to give them any attention. But they were talking about a particular group of men that do not share our melanin, and they were, I guess, somewhat of a militia type of group. And when I watched this documentary on them, I was impressed by the way that they train together, they eat together, they hunt together, they sharpen their knives together. They are proficient in tactics, in running perimeter security. They're proficient in terms of communication and running ham radios, things like filtering war. I mean, I was like, I'm looking at these dudes like, man, they're ready. They participate in something that I'm big on, which is forming alliances. That's another thing to my people. I remember Tavis Smiley said a long time ago.
I ain't heard
that. I remember old
name.
school Tavis Smiley, BET back in the day.
Yeah.
He said one thing our folks need to do a better job of is just speaking to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning. Like, I was born down south and raised up north, some kind of a hybrid, but my southern roots, you call it John roots, you understand? Man, my southern roots take over, man. Like, down south, if you don't speak to somebody, it's deemed as disrespectful. But up north, man, you just walk past somebody and don't even speak. But we need to do a better job of at least speaking to each other. You know what I'm saying? Because when it all goes down, man, you're gonna need something. You're gonna need an alliance, a team, a village, a mag, a tribe. You're gonna need more than just yourself to make it through something that's difficult. You know what I'm saying?
But brother, it's like if you speak to somebody now, even if you speak to another melanated person, it's like sometimes it looks like they get offended because you spoke to them.
Depending on what kind of person they are, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's like they get offended. I still speak.
Right.
But they look at you sideways. Who you talking to? Why are you speaking to me? You know what I'm
man, I just say good morning. How you doing, brother? Man, what's happening? What's going on? Hey, how you? I just speak to folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, when it all goes down, man, that's another thing, man. Like I remember I was living somewhere one time, man, where there was this huge unexpected snowstorm that came through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The snowstorm came through. It dumped a rack of snow in the neighborhood, and then after the snowstorm subsided, like 5 hours later, it came by and dumped an additional, I don't know, like 10, 12 inches of snow.
Right.
The bottom line is the following morning, you had all these people who had never seen this type of snow and they weren't prepared. Anybody had no snow blowers. They got these tiny little shovels and people trying to dig out or whatever. And people ended up walking to the local corner store or whatever to get groceries because they couldn't use their car. But then you notice how people slowly but surely started to speak to each other. Hey, how you doing, bro? We done with that shovel, you mind? And I'm like, why does it take this type of event to make people just speak to each other? Think of the powerful alliance you could have had if you spoke to each other on a regular basis. Hey, Miss Jones, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Down south, that's the way we speak to folks. Hey, man, down south, you ain't got to know nobody. Boy, you ride by that junk, you be like, all right now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to know nobody, but don't get me declining. But it's amazing what it takes. It's amazing that we oftentimes wait till an event takes place that is not so pleasant to cause us to speak and to cause us to interact with each other, man. And some folks in the preparedness community, man, we good. I speak to folk because I'm kind, I'm nice, I'm polite, and I'm a fan of us. You know what I'm saying? But
I miss the days when you used to, like back in the 90s, for example. I could be walking in the gas station and see a brother I didn't even know, and we dab it up like, "What's up, homie?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you speak to a dude, they be looking at you like they're ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
they need something.
It's exactly till they need something, and I'm afraid that by the time they realize that they're gonna need us, it's gonna be too late.
It is.
Yeah, because once that smoke come, if you ain't already down, you just gonna get left. Like my boy say at work all the time, they ain't all gonna make it.
And he's right. Unfortunately, he's right.
And like I told Tribe of Kings, I just call them my ammo carriers.
Yeah, that's the thing. And man, another thing I'm big on is mentality. So those who know me, man, I'm big on mindset. So look, all my 2A community, shout out. Y'all y'all don't take me out now. But look, I love y'all. So let's get to it. Yes, you need a 2A. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need
Yeah,
multiple 2As. That's cool. But your mentality is more dangerous than your 2A because them alphabet boys can come take your 2A anytime they want to.
yeah,
And for those who think, yeah, well, let them try it, they have unlimited resources,
yeah,
unlimited weapons. They can take your 2A when they get ready. What they cannot take is your mentality.
yeah,
And so, the mentality is the thing that makes you most dangerous. How you think, how you observe, how you analyze, how you move. Are you basic? Do you move with the general flow of the average civilian? Or do you think outside of the rectangle? Because I hate saying thing outside the box. Everybody say thing outside the box. So the mentality, the mindset of preparedness is something that I'm big on. If you wait until everybody else goes to the store to get something, you're gonna be short.
yep,
Um, I ain't gonna tell all my secrets, but I do not move in an average way that I used to move when I was younger. I don't go with the average flow of civilians because when you do average, you get average. So, like, man, at the end of the afternoon, I'm gonna keep switching it up. Preparedness is moving today in anticipation of tomorrow. It's action today in anticipation of what you could encounter tomorrow.
right,
It's putting it's putting multiple rings, multiple layers of security and protection between you and a potential threat, so that when that threat materializes or shows up, uh, the effects that it has on you, your friends, your family, and your loved ones are mitigated because you have put things in place. For
right,
instance, a power outage. Um, Back in 2018, the NIAC put out some information. The NIAC is an acronym. I believe it stands for the National Infrastructure Advisory Commission. They
mm,
were a commission that was they were tasked to advise the president on the status of the nation's infrastructure. During that time, they let the president know that the nation's infrastructure is superannuated, it is old, retired,
yeah,
frail, brittle, and it is in desperate need of upgrade.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen these local substations out here. Them jumps don't even be having no walls around them, ain't no security guards on them. They're open. That's just looking at local substations. But they were talking this article, which I can point you to once this is over, because this article was it's public information. It was published by the Department of Homeland Security. Of course, I'd never say anything that's not public information, but it was basically saying that the United States needs to be prepared for an event that could potentially take down the grid and could potentially exacerbate resources far beyond anything that America has ever seen.
Right.
No problem. I had to do I did a beeline that day to go get a generator. You know what I'm saying? Because when it happens, not if, but when it finally happens, whether it's a glitch or whether it's an attack or whether it's a momentary hiccup in the system or maybe something is just offline at the moment, whatever reason they give you, it only affects you, your family, and your loved one. How do you put some kind of layer of protection in between yourself and that situation? Get you a generator, get you some gas, get some fuel stabilizer so that you can prolong the life of your gas, get you some spark plugs, actually take the generator out the box, turn it off and on, and train with it. Don't let the first time you use the generator be the time when it's dark as hell outside, it's a power outage, it's a grid down
And you
scenario,
need to
it's
use
2 degrees outside and it's freezing. So it's the mindset of preparedness that once our people truly embrace, we will truly be powerful beyond measure, independent, which of course is not a popular thing to say because powers that be don't really want us to be independent and think for ourselves. I'm nervous.
Nah, well, they
I'm
say
nervous talking about this stuff on the line now.
America's worst nightmare is an educated black man and woman. I've heard that.
They also say that the greatest threat to the healthcare system is a healthy person.
Yeah. Hmm. Reminds me of
Let me
old Dr.
stop, man. Y'all not
Sebi.
gonna get me taken out the name. Ain't
Yeah.
knocking at my door, player.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. We got to get out of this mindset. Well, I ain't gonna say we, because it's not all of us, but people that are still in this mindset, worried about what rappers are beefing, what reality show is gonna be the next greatest thing, and they're not thinking about none of this stuff that you're talking about. They're not talking like, for example, if the grid go down, banking is not gonna be a thing anymore. So how you gonna barter? What are you gonna use to barter with? How you
I'm
gonna get
glad you
stuff?
asked the question. You know what I'm saying? Man, look, I ain't gonna give all these secrets away now. Y'all gonna have to invite me back. But you know, it's just the mindset. The mindset is it's just like chess, man. With I got my little son, my little baby boy. We teach him how to play chess. Chess is thinking ahead 2 to 3 to 4, 5 steps ahead of what your opponent will do.
Mm-hmm.
The same way preparedness. It's thinking, and preparedness really is not vortex algebra. It's just, man, you know what, bro? It's some dark clouds out there. Look like it's probably gonna rain. Man, let me go ahead and get this umbrella real quick. If it doesn't rain, I'm good. But if it does rain, I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna dance in this joint because the rain doesn't hurt me as much because I got an umbrella, homeboy. And so that's
Right.
what preparedness is in my mind. It's little basic first grade things, putting some things in place. You know what I mean? Oh, the infrastructure is old. Oh, y'all talk about attacks. Have y'all not seen the news with people that apparently have been these substations? If you don't have some kind of generator or solar panel, that's on you. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when it all goes down, if you got some things in place, the effects of what's going on do not affect you as much. They're talking about food shortages. Stuff is high in price. We didn't all been to the joint, back in 2020, where at least I have standing in line. First of all, I had to stand in line outside of certain grocery stores. They really had us out in that junk like boot camp 101. Only thing they was missing was the yellow footprints. Y'all know about the yellow footprints, but
Yeah.
we had to stand in line to get into the grocery store because apparently they could only let a certain number of people in at a certain, we can only let 30 people in at a time for your safety because everything is for your safety. But anyway, and so then when I got into some of the grocery stores, there were certain grocery stores where they were rationing food. There were actual signs like, yo, I mean, I didn't say yo, but it was like this thing of chicken or this thing of salmon, limit 2 per customer. You know, y'all holler back if y'all done seen some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, no problem. So when that junk subsided, deep freezer, homie, deep freezer, and get a couple of little things. See, it's not real serious to you till you got a family or a wife or a husband or a son or a daughter or elderly mom or dad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's when you got somebody that's looking at you because you're the provider or you're somebody you love, it get real serious. So while my people TikToking and doing what they doing, no disrespect, some of us out here making sure we got some things in place. Because when that grid go down, I'm gonna throw me a party, sit back and sip my favorite lemonade because I put things in place.
Well, see, so my lady, she's a country girl. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And you don't find too many country sisters out here that, you know what I'm saying, know how to grow food, can food, stuff like that. So I'm good there. But there are other communities of us out here on YouTube that are doing these things.
Right.
And they're putting it out there to educate people.
Right.
We just got to give them more of an opportunity to shine. More people need to go and support them and see what they're talking about, see what they're doing, and get their knowledge base up.
Right.
Because,
you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You mentioned the whole thing about barter. I don't even think. I would venture to say the majority of our people don't think about that bartering, because most people will probably think that's too antiquated. Let the right amount of the circumstances and variables come together. You'd be surprised. We'd be back to a barter system real quick.
Oh yeah.
Bartering is what they initially did before there was currency or money, because true money is gold and silver. The American dollar is really just currency because it's a representative of what true money used to be, which is gold and silver. But anyway, bartering, man, is like, hey, look here, Hurricane Katrina. Let's put it on something that people could get with. Everybody knows what Hurricane Katrina, how that took place. Disaster situations, power out, ATMs not working, the lights in the stores are not working. You can't roll in that junk and swipe your debit card or swipe your credit card because at that time it's Wu-Tang, it's cashews, everything around me. Cream, get
Yes,
the
sir.
money. Yeah. um, but so if you had some cash on hand, it made it a little easier for you to subjugate in that situation. But getting back to bartering is, hey, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I know you like ammunition, whatever. So, hey, I don't need ammunition, but I could use a bottle of water, or my baby girls could use some Pampers. Let's keep it all the way real, because let's think about some stuff. Everybody in here like to eat, right? You like
Right.
your food to be seasoned. You got some salt, some pepper, some paprika. You got some seasoning stocked up. You know what I'm saying? Because anything can be a barterable item. You know what I mean? But we're not even going to talk about little silver and gold coins. We're going to talk about just silly stuff like bottled water, Pampers. People like to smoke cigarettes, alcohol. Again, it's always more than ammunition and 2A. I love my 2A. I love my 2A fam. What I want my 2A fam to do is, like a great pastor said one time, he said, man, I don't want you ain't got to think like me. I just want you to think.
Right.
2A is lovely, but it's more than that. You can't eat bullets, homie. You can't eat 9mm and 5.56. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
You can use it to eat though.
yeah, you can. You can, but the opposition got some too. Like it's funny. I remember when I was growing up, I had a homeboy in the hood one day, and they got into it with somebody, and so somebody at a party was like, "Yeah, I got a watch what I say online." He said, "Yeah, I got a 2A." So my man was like, what you think you got the last one? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah. I say
so
that all the time.
my 2A community, they sometimes we conduct ourselves like we the only ones that got one. I'm just saying that what I
I
bring
wasn't
to
talking about necessarily going after somebody else's stuff.
yeah.
I don't know. Ain't no deers running around out there strapped up. I hope.
I hope that'd be a bad day for a deer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
deer
saying?
strapped up.
As long as there's some deers and rabbits and hogs running around, we gonna eat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my folks to to the best of my ability, get them to think about the mindset and prepare.
Yeah,
What if you got a little one, man? Like, hey, what if you got you got little ones, man? They get sick. Do you have some antihistamines? Do you have some analgesics? Things that take away the pain. Do you have antitussives, things that help you with coughing? Do you have Band-Aids? Do you have hydrogen peroxide? Do you have Q-tips? You ain't seen them until you got a hangnail and you ain't got no toenail clipper to clip that joint. I mean, just little things. Like you laugh, but if there's a situation where these stores are not available or the stores are available, all the items are gone.
See, those are all the things that Carbon talks about on her channel. Because her channel is a prepping channel.
Good stuff.
And that's being shooting, prepping channel.
Yes, sir.
Black Poindexter, prepping. And you go over on the other side of the street that I was talking about earlier, there's a bunch of preppers and farmers over there.
Yes, sir.
A bunch of carpenters and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I love about the Tribe of Kings. They have everything. They got, you got a doctor, a lawyer. They can grow food.
Right.
They can hunt. They got carpenters to build.
Right.
So they got every base covered. It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful system, and they train hard. And so, if everybody had that level of preparedness right now, it won't be nothing. See, us old school cats that grew up in the 70s, we'll be good if the grid go down.
Right.
Because we know what it was like without technology.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had technology, but it's nothing like what it is now.
Right.
We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have Xbox. We didn't have
we didn't have none of that. And somehow, somewhere, we all still showed up to the cookout, to the pool party, and everything. I don't even know how we did all that stuff. Like, I can't for the life of me now recall how we communicated to even set up a party, or a birthday party, a pool party, a cookout, a family union. Like, man, you wrote a letter, man, and mailed that joint out, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. A lot of folks they knew how to survive without the superabundance of technology, and that's another thing I say to people.
Yeah.
I went somewhere to speak to some young people, and as the speaking came to a close, one of the youngins was like, "Hey, can you give this? What kind of advice would you give to the young generation?" I said, there are many things I could say, but let me say this one thing. I would say you should use technology as a supplement. You should not stake your life on technology. Let me clarify. You got some young people that they don't know north, south, east, or west, and they couldn't get across the street without looking at their phone. You know what I'm saying? They be in this joint, like, and I be
they don't know how to read a map.
Like, They be like, "Oh my God, I don't know where Third Street is." I'm like, "Yo, Third Street is right there. Just look up and cross over the street." And so I think that we can get to a place where we're too dependent on technology to the point where um, y'all said I could be myself. I think that smart technology makes dumber people
Oh yeah, definitely.
because you stop using the most masterful computer ever created, which is your brain that God gave you. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, man, we would drive around north, south, east, west, here to Cali, whatever. We didn't have no maps. We didn't have any GPSs. We just knew, look, you're gonna follow 95. You're gonna take a right at Route 52, and you stayed awake. You look for that, John. If you missed it, you made a U-turn. You know what I'm saying? And so all I'm saying is that we should not be so dependent on technology to the point where if the technology fails or if the technology malfunctions, you're dead in the water and you can't move or function because you have forgotten how to use the brain and the common sense and the observation skills and the functional skills that God has given you. So
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy because back in the day, if I wanted to play Nintendo with you, I had to go to your house.
right.
If I wanted to talk to you, I had to pick up that phone. And if you was at your grandmama's house, it was that one where you had to.
Man, don't mess the number up. Damn, I gotta start all over there. Was it 525 or 535? But don't get me talking about the phone, boy. Hey, them
But
just had busy lines. It's busy.
hell
Damn,
yeah.
you still on the phone, God, dog. You know what I'm saying?
And then like we didn't have like the ability to just say, "Hey Siri, call so and so." If you knew 100 people, you knew all their phone numbers in your head.
Man, right. That job was 777-9311. Boy, y'all know about that phone number, man. Let me stop, man. Y'all ain't real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Siri, shut up. I ain't ask you nothing. See what I'm saying? Always listening. So we wonder how when we talk about something, when you go on social media, what you was just talking about pops up in your timeline as advertisement. It's because they always listening.
It's recording, it's listening, it's mining your data, it's replicating it. I'll tell all my resume, but I've been in the information technology field for a little over 25 years, and we work with this technology. And generally, every time you download an application or an app, you click that agree button, but nobody really reads that 10 page that says you give us access to your text messages, your phone, your contacts, your camera. So yeah, all this stuff is recorded, man. So there's people who got Siri and they like Google, Alexa, and all that stuff. No disrespect, do your thing, but I don't choose to have those monitoring devices around me, man. But no disrespect. Y'all want to know what the weather is? Have a good day. It's all good.
So they like, you know, people come in my store. And when they come in my store,
My bad. Tech Money. I'm sorry. I'm looking at these comments, man. Tech Money funny. He said, facts. You mess up one number, you got to start all over,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Don't let it be 911. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, it's just crazy. But like people will come in my store and they're trying to talk to you about a gun. I need to buy a new gun, protect myself. But the whole time they like this. It's like, so how are we gonna talk about guns if you can't stay out your phone?
protect yourself with your mind first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, what good is a gun gonna do? Because you're gonna be walking around everywhere you go like this, so you ain't even gonna see what's gonna come happen to you anyway. Because you're gonna be like this.
Right. You got
So I
trained with
mean,
the weapon, too. You got trained with the joint, and then you need to put yourself in some situations like how they used to do us. Some situations where they used to say, "We're gonna get your heart rate up on this next one." I mean, because people tend to think that when something pop off, you're just gonna grab your item that deploys rounds and you're gonna get busy. It's not like that in the real world. You're gonna be nervous,
no.
you're gonna be anxious, your heart rate gonna be beating, you're gonna see stuff you didn't think. And so, your mindset is
If you've never been in smoke and you don't know what that adrenaline rush feel like, what your vision is like,
it's
what
different
your
when it's
energy
loud.
is like, it's different.
It's real different.
Yeah, it's different. So if you ain't never been in some real smoke and you get caught out there and you ain't been training, you probably not gonna make it through that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
because people don't know what that feel like. I see a lot of people out here that do training and train people and teach people. Well, if you get in this situation, you're gonna do this and this and that. And I'm like, but you ain't never even been in no real smoke.
Man, they say strength ain't really strength until it's tested. I remember Mike
Yeah,
Tyson said it's all. What Mike Tyson said,
everybody got a
everybody,
plan
whatever.
until they get punched in the face.
That's true, man. You ever get punched in your face? That is the most shocking, disconcerting thing in the world. You had to ask somebody, man, he's punched in my face. Man, he punched in your
Yeah,
face.
everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. So I mean, I've always, I look at these guys and watch how they
Right,
train
tribe.
and stuff like that, man. And I'm like, man, I mean, that looks cool, but I've
Man,
been
that's
in
why
a
you got
lot
to.
of
Yeah,
smoke,
that's why you
and it
got to
didn't go
train,
down the way that you're talking about. You know what I'm
man. Man, that's
saying?
why. Man, I'll be looking at these guys. It look. Shout out to Tribe. They said they talk the talk, but they fold under pressure. That's true. Man, sometimes you scrolling through IG. I see these little boxing things, where the guys are hitting the bag and they looking all sharp. I'm like, I can't remember. I don't know if it was Tyson or somebody else. They said, the bag don't hit back, and so it's like, yeah, that looks nice, that looks attractive, that looks impressive, um, until you step in the ring with a real warrior,
Yeah.
and they also know how to handle themselves, and so
That's what I try and tell people that I see training a lot. They always ding,
take
ding, ding,
money.
ding, 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 ding.
Right,
Like, that's cool. That's still target ain't shooting back, dog.
right,
That's
right,
real cute if you're in a competition.
right,
But, if you've been in some real smoke, then you ought to know that that person on the other end is not standing still
right,
and they're shooting back.
right,
So you just ain't going to be that cold. You might be
right,
cold, you know what I'm saying, right now, but I'm telling you,
right.
it's going to be totally different when that real shit comes.
Or yeah, you're right. Or you throw in some things that they weren't planning, like uh, some of my training in my former life, we had judgmental pew pew. Basically, you're in a scenario and then like an old lady pop up or a child. You know what I'm saying? Like if you never trained for those scenarios, you don't want to hurt someone who is not meant to be hurt. So yeah, man, but that's what everything like. You got to train, man. It's easy to have a weapon, or easy to have a generator, or easy to have, I don't know, your favorite drill, but you never took the gun out and put a screw in, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's there's so many things. That's why, man. Again, shout out to Tribe of Kings, man. When I look at some of their videos, I'm like, them brothers out there training.
Yeah, they
So
doing
that's
their
what's up.
thing out here.
So
So, are you going to be doing training classes?
yeah, I do some now. I do some here. I know Tech said he's from DC. I actually have a client out in DC. I go out and I train their security team. So I do teach classes and travel around and do some stuff here and there. So
So you travel and do classes?
yeah.
Okay, so you do like self-defense training, and you do just
Um,
tactical
I
training.
do some tactical training. I do training on situation awareness, de-escalation techniques, contingency planning, street survival. Pretty much anything. And then we do customization classes. So a lot of it is, hey, we sit down with a customer client. What do you need? What are you looking for? And we come up with a class and tailor make it and customize it, based upon our 30 years of experience. So
Oh yeah, we might be able to set some stuff up. And you said you were in Virginia, correct?
yes, sir.
West
Yes, sir. It's Northern Virginia. It's about, I say, about
Virginia.
15 minutes from DC.
Okay.
They
So
call
you
it the
got,
DMV now. Everybody know what the
yeah,
DMV
the
is.
DMV area.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you know Buffalo Bison,
That name
DMV
sounds
Bison. That's her name.
that name sounds familiar. It
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
she's affiliated with Naga.
Okay. I,
Tia.
I I don't
Yeah,
know her. I don't know that personally, but I think I may have heard or seen that name in passing.
yeah. Her name Kia.
Okay.
And what kind of collaborations have you done in the past, or are you looking at doing in the future?
You mean with other folks?
Other folks, yeah.
I haven't done any collaborations. I'm open to it. Look, I love like-minded people. I love my fam. I love the village. I love the tribe, man. So I'm always open to a collaboration. You know what I mean? I think that we are more powerful together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
always open to that.
So do you have a YouTube channel?
No. Now, let me tell you a little about me, man. Y'all can laugh. Y'all can laugh at me if you want. For some reason, man, I don't know, man. This is going to sound really ridiculous. It's going to sound really ridiculous. for some reason, I'm not a like out there kind of person. My preference would be everybody meet somewhere out in the woods in a cabin, and I teach. I'm really not a big. My preference is not to be online on the web or on like a whole bunch of platforms because as silly as you might think this is what I'm about to say, I generally think the things that I say are not really things that some organizations really want me to say. So I'm just real mindful about my online presence. You know what I'm saying? I got the IG. Yes, I have the IG page. But you guys will know if you subscribe to it or you see it. You will frequently hear me talk in certain terms because I'm aware of what's going on out there, and I'm aware that you talk too much truth, you talk too much empowerment. You already know. So
That's why my show is called Raw and Uncut, because we don't give it
so
to
yeah,
say what you want to say.
right. So yeah, man.
I'm telling you, if I brought Hot Tub Tony in here, boy.
I mean, y'all got a visual what hot tub Tony would look like. Hot tub Tony, like a big
Man.
papa type of dude, just no shirt on in a jacuzzi. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. Got a couple things around him. Let me stop. But
Oh man, look, my man Coy said real G's moving silence. Yes, sir.
and plus, I have a lot that's going on right now, and I I don't think that I will be able to kind of keep up on the YouTube channel the way I would want to. I got, I do the security aspect of it with security and tactical training.
Yeah.
I do have a stock market aspect of it where I write a monthly letter, and I've been writing it for 3 years, and I speak to advisors. So I'm super super busy, so I probably wouldn't be able to maintain the YouTube video. And plus, I don't put all my stuff out there like that. I tell you, I think some of the stuff I say is borderline. So
Yeah,
I got to be
borderline.
careful.
Yeah. So you're a stock market guy, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. An investor. I've been an investor for a little over, I don't know, about 18 years. I focus on disruptive technology and small cap stocks. So that's another thing I've taught classes, trying to encourage and empower and teach my people how to read charts, how to understand what they're investing in.
Yeah.
How to go long, how to understand.
I think that's what keeps a lot of us away from the stock market. Is trying to understand everything.
Right.
Because that's a lot, man. It's a lot to try and unpack when you try to get involved in stocks.
But once you've been in something, it's not that hard. Like I guess for somebody who is not really familiar with weapons, and considering your current position, they might be like, man, a chamber and a revolver and a upper receiver and a lower receiver. Like, but to you, because you do it, that's easy. That's easy peasy to you. So, again, been doing it for a little over 18 years. So that's another thing, man. It's just, I try very hard to teach those who want to be taught. I try to teach us how to subjugate and overcome and be successful in a system that was not designed for us to be successful. So the stock market thing, man, it's really easy once you understand it. But a lot of things they encrypt and they make the language very ambiguous and very confusing because it's not meant for us to do well in it. But once you study it, once you read it, get in there and do it. It's not that bad. So I've taught intro to stock market classes for years. What is a stock? What is a chart? What is a bear? What is a bull? What is a MACD? What is a moving average? All that stuff. So it's like anything. It's just like when I was a paramedic and we would put EKGs on a patient to read the electrical conductivity of their heart. Yo, if you never seen an EKG and you look at that junk like a rack of scribble, but if you are a trained medical provider with a trained eye, you look at it, you can actually interpret it. So it's really not that bad. So that's another class we teach, intro to the stock market, and we put things in first grade language so our people can understand it.
Right. So I'm sorry, man. I just looked over here and my man done changed his name. It threw me off. He changed his name.
Somebody say you're they in here a while, and I like this group. He say you're.
Oh man. Oh, but yeah, I would like to find out a little bit more about the stocks and stuff. I tried to dibble and dabble in the coin stuff for a minute, and I'm pretty stacked up on it's called Pi. But I don't see that coin going nowhere.
Well, look, the expert is online, player. So ask me some questions. What y'all got? You got an
Yeah,
expert.
yeah. So if somebody wanted to, if we wanted to get into the coins and stuff like that, just a quick little gem. Which one would be the one we want to watch?
All right, so I'm gonna keep it one. I'm gonna keep it 1 million. I don't do any of that. I just invest straight up in stocks. I don't mess with coins, none of that stuff. Because you know
Okay.
what? I try to go with technology that's been around for a long time, tried and true companies. I do. We do invest in disruptive technology. When I say disruptive, what does disruptive means? It means something that shake up the game and something
Yeah.
that totally unseats changes up the way that you do things in life. For instance, Uber was disruptive technology. Uber came through and crushed the cab industry because you used to jump in the cab and you ain't know how much you was gonna pay to get from here 3 lights down. You know what I'm saying? That man be like, "Don't worry, it only be $5." Yo, you get that joke. That joke be $35. And you think when it's $35 and he hit that last button before you hop out, joke go up an extra $3.22. So
Yeah.
Uber was something that was disruptive in nature. It totally vanquished to some extent the average cab industry, the magic of being able to hit a button and a car shows up out of nowhere like, oh, you downstairs too. So that was disruptive technology. Online food ordering, disruptive technology. You could hit a button on your phone and 10 minutes later somebody knock it like, oh, they done bought the ribs and the fries too. Hold on, bro. So straight we deal with straight up stocks, straight up disruptive technology, and then some tried and true things like things that are always going to be around: Amazon, Google, Coca-Cola, ExxonMobil. So that's what I've been doing. I don't get into some of the what's the brand new kind of trendy stuff, because that's the way to lose a lot of money. So we typically like to follow things that the big money's following. So I don't want to bore you, but whenever y'all want to ask me some questions about that, you're more
So
than
what about
welcome.
the cannabis stocks? What you think about those?
That's a big thing. I feel like the 2020 global shutdown of 2 years kind of sidetracked or derailed a lot of that. I do long term see that as, a viable place to do very well. I have feelings of ambivalence against that, feelings of like joy, and I'm irritated because something that had our black men locked up for ages has now become a recreation and a sport. And all of a sudden, you see these things being decriminalized, as it relates to low-level marijuana possession, all this kind of stuff. And now, like, again, the same thing that was a criminal charge that has so many black men knocked up. All of a sudden, that John is a recreation sport. You got stocks, but long term, I see that being something that will do very well. But people got to ride out because these last 2 years have been rough. It's been a lot of stuff going on in the market with the economy. The Fed keeps raising rates. The price of everything going up. Then what do we come through? It was like I don't know when we ever seen as many shortages. Like it was a shortage of everything. They was like, it's a food shortage, gas shortage, rubber shortage, plastic shortage. They said a tampon shortage, a baby milk shortage. Like what? These dudes said it was a coin shortage. Where all the coins go?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. I would go to the store and they'd be like, we can't give you no change. Like, what?
Bar brought up at Chipotle, they was like, oh, you need exact change only? No problem. Bro, I ain't playing. No problem. I came right back next time. I was like, here go these $8.17.
But that's because everybody started keeping their change in case shit went down.
So they say.
To be able to buy stuff with.
If it was a coin shortage, why they make more coins? Like they keep printing all these dollars. But
He said, how many eggs are in your area?
How many eggs?
What?
Okay, I found this on the web for how
I didn't talk to you, Steven. My man, he said, ask him how much eggs are in his area.
I got it. He's saying like, how much do they cost? Oh, they're expensive. I don't want to give me the line online. I can't remember the exact price, but the price was high enough to the point where you'd be like, damn, these houses is 50. They are much more expensive than they should be. So yeah. They
I
said,
don't
man,
eat
somebody
eggs.
talking
I don't
about
eat
Kurt
them.
Schmoke. Boy, I know you from back in the day. Boy, I saw Kurt Schmoke and beat him up for saying legalize marijuana. But then look how many taxes they could have gotten off the yeah. Coin shortages was when everybody was locked down, not able to go to the store. It made no sense, right? You know what? For Lord help me to say the right thing on this internet. For a country that is as great as this country is, it's just amazing how all of a sudden there just was a shortage of everything.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, so you
There's
guys
a
can
shortage of
do
coins,
your own
chicken,
math. Yeah, you guys
beef,
can.
pork.
I mean,
Like,
at some point, it just became comical. It became laughable. It became this like this joint is Nickelodeon. Like, there's no way there can be then it was a then there was an oil shortage. I mean, every time you turned around, it was almost as if somebody was like, "Oh, that ain't work." Well, tell them it's a shortage of this too. It's a toilet seat covers, and then tell them it's a shortage of curtain. Like, it just became ridiculous for a country that says it is what it is. It's just amazing how there became
hold
a
that
shortage
thought.
of everything.
I got a book that everybody in here needs to read. Hold on one second.
80s baby, bro. I remember. I know that's right. They creating the panic. Creating us the panic, bro. Right. Yeah, I got some questions about anything. Please feel free to ask anything about anything. Preparedness, stock market, training, anything. Security.
If you
Okay.
have not read this book, you are missing out. This is my third copy of this book. I read it, then I let somebody borrow it.
Man, oh man, let somebody
Got
borrow
it
the
back,
book.
so I bought another one, and then I read it again, let somebody borrow it. I never got it back. So this is my third copy of this book. And no, care who you are, you cannot borrow it. You can go buy your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Dre, that's one thing I never do. Let somebody borrow a book. I'll give money, but not a book. Because, man, I tell you, people do not give things back.
Who knows what this book is? It's written by William H. Cooper. That's all I'm going to say. If you know what that book is, put it in the chat. And don't be Googling it either. Because if you have to Google it, that means you ain't read
He said, Dre, stop letting stuff out.
it.
Dre, if you don't mind for one, let's see, what's it called? Rebuild? Oh, behold it, man. You know what? I started to say that's what the title was, but I wasn't sure, man. I don't have that book. One of my boys has it. Man, I mess around and read like the opening pages of that joint. I said, man, let me shut this joint. Woo. That's a serious book right there.
Yeah. So it's I believe it's chapter 7.
It's a serious
Let me
book.
see. Let me double check and make sure.
Bangers and bullets, blessings. That's right.
Let me double check and make sure. Hold on.
Dre, real quick, I'm gonna answer a question one of the tribe kings put in there. He asked me about he asked me something about dividend investor. I don't think I read that book that you're talking about aristocratic dividends, but I am a fan of dividend stocks that pay a dividend. Somebody said the real flex is when you make money while you sleep, and when you own stocks, when you own equities that pay you a dividend when your bank account is not paying you any interest like it used to pay us 10 years ago. That's definitely a smart move. So anything that pays dividends, I'm definitely a fan of taking a closer look. So hopefully that somewhat answered the question. If you're talking about dividend paying stocks, that's a very smart move, because that means that every quarter you're getting some money back from that company.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, actually, back to
it's chapter 1. Okay. It ain't even chapter 7. That chapter right there. What's that say?
Man, silent weapons for a quiet one. Man, y'all gonna get me. I can't be talking like this on this World Wide Web. We need to come to the crib. We can talk about this junk offline. Go, boy. I mean, but
Yeah.
that's what's going on right now. You know, it's there are silent weapons taking place for a quiet war. I don't know if anybody's ever read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Mm.
Man, it's some stuff going on out there that makes me say, if you are not preparing, you are either playing with your life, or you are just you are in a altered state of mentation where you are just not really aware of what's going on out here, and you just there's a lot going on, man. So
He know all about that book. Sunday View Fishing. He know all about that book.
hold on, what do you say? I diversify with precious metals, my man. My other channel is Silver Stacker Preps. All right.
Yeah, that's a big thing here in the town that I live in.
Oh man.
The
Okay.
town I live in, silver is a big, big, big deal here.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Them boys be like, "Where we at over spot today, Melvin?" Boys don't be playing, boy. Yeah, they
got my guy banging some bullets again. Appreciate you, brother.
Man. Smart man.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Just shout out to him real quick. Let me speak on that. Pass the mic back to you, Dre. This is a whole nother conversation for another time. This would take more than an hour. But the short of the long is there is an economic shift that is taking place. If you don't believe me, save this video and then come back to this video with me and Dre here tonight in about 5 years. There is an economic shift taking place, and it's going to be pretty significant.
Yes, sir.
There is a lot of money that is moving out of traditional financial instruments into things called precious metals, gold and silver. If you don't believe me, once this call is over, you can research on your favorite internet search engine and just look up gold, central banks, BRICS Nation. Look up all of those things and see what's taking place with gold and silver. Look at how foreign countries are going through what they call a de-dollarization. That means they are getting rid of the United States dollar. Yeah. They are dumping treasury bills because they are beginning to lose confidence in an American dollar, which is not backed by anything. That's why people call the American dollar fiat currency. Fiat, I guess, is Latin for because I say so, which basically means that the dollar has power only because the government says it has power.
Yeah.
Back in 1971, I believe it was President Nixon, he severed the relationship between the US dollar and gold. So back in the day, the US dollar was backed by gold. But when he severed that relationship, the US dollar, which is known currently as the global reserve world currency, became backed by nothing. So now it's just backed by the word of the local government. So again, I'll pass the mic back to Dre. There is a lot going on that people really need to be prepared for.
I know, in Cuba, they used to like rush American tourists to buy their dollars, American dollars. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said they don't do that no
more. Well, apparently, I don't know if you guys know what the BRICS Nation is, but feel free to use your favorite search engine to look it up once we get off this call. Excuse me, the BRICS Nation is an acronym. It stands for BRICS. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These are nations that are forming to come up with their own global reserve currency that will challenge the dollar. These are nations that are saying that they no longer want to do business or embrace the American dollar, and they are working to come up with a new global reserve currency that will be backed by, drum roll please, precious metals. Let me take a quick left turn real quick and pull over. Years ago, I think the year was 2011. 2011, I went to this conference and I heard this conference. I went to an investors conference and this guy was talking about Tesla. Well, back in 2011, Tesla wasn't sexy. Wasn't nobody rapping about it. Nobody knew how to pronounce Tesla, let alone spell Tesla. And I remember I told my wife at this time, I was like, this is probably something that we should probably take a look at, because the person who's running the head of Tesla operation, they're basically saying they're going to revolutionize the way that cars are. They're going to come up with this battery powered car, and basically it's like a computer on wheels. All right, let me speed up my words. 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15. I remember one day we went to this mall. It was around the 2016 time frame. It was in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. And they actually had a Tesla showroom inside the mall. I looked at wife. I was like, I told you about this thing about 5 years ago. 16, 17, 18. Then you start seeing you start seeing maybe one Tesla here, one Tesla there, whatever. All right. Well, now the year is 2019, 20, 21. You starting to see them sprinkled around. Now it's 23. It's like it's the sexiest thing in the world. Everybody got a Tesla. Now you hear somebody rapping about it and talking about it. One of the things about being a disruptive technology investor is you have to be a visionary. You have to be able to see a particular trend or something coming that may take 5 or 10 years to get here, but it's better, in my opinion, to be 7 years early than to be 1 minute too late. There is a major financial shift coming, not only to this country, but to this globe. You would do well to begin to look into some information about how to begin to get into owning some precious metals. Because, go ahead.
The street.
The United States dollar is let's say on a life support. I'll say this: there was a study that came out. It was called "The Reign of Empires," and it talked about how every empire basically has like a 200-year run where they rule, whether it's the Persian Empire, the Aztec, whoever, whatever. I don't know if y'all know how old the United States is, but because I was in the military and they be always talking about "Happy birthday, soldier" or whatever, the U.S. I think the United States is like 227 years old or something like that. Yeah. So basically, the United States has been ruling for about 220 some years, and they say the average reign of an empire is 200 to 250 years. So, do your own mathematical, do your own, calculations. Bottom line, you do well to look at moving and getting some precious metals like Banger and Bullet said. So anyway, back to you, Dre.
I'm about to start getting into the silver myself. Every time I go, there's a little shop up the street. They sell the what you call the 2As.
Yes, sir.
And they sell silver. So I've been talking to them about getting into some silver.
You know what, Dre?
Silver fairly cheap, actually.
You know what, Dre? See, the problem with us is, and I say us, I was told to include yourself. People feel more comfortable listening to what you're saying. The problem with us is we don't see. It's never popular to be in something until everybody's in it. But see, the way that real money is made when you acquire assets that are out of favor, that are hated, unloved, and that are unpopular.
Right.
Then you wait for like 5 to 10 years. You gotta wait sometimes, because see, our people, we have a hard time waiting over a long weekend. Like, what? I ain't made no money yet. Like, bro, it's only been 2 days. You know what I'm saying? By the time your average civilian wakes up to the potential of silver and gold, and they realize what is happening to the dollar, it will be too late. Yeah. Either the prices will be too high, or there will be no more to acquire. So now is the time, because the moment that they put it on the mainstream media, it's too late, because everybody knows about it. So somebody said, let's say I have 100 G's. Or, boy, you put that on this chat. How would I be able to use it if the bricks? How would I be able to use it if bricks is what takes away work, or where would I spend it at? The good thing about, why you put 100 G's? Well, you got 100 G's? No, I'm silly. The good thing about precious metals is gold and silver, they represent that's what real money is, meaning that it's fungible, transferable, and it's acknowledged worldwide, globally. Um, so if the BRICS takes over and does their thing, I think they are trying to unseat the U.S. dollar, and I'm not saying that's going to happen tonight, tomorrow night, or in 5 years or 10 years. Who knows if it will happen? What I'm saying is that countries and nations are getting tired of the way that this country does business. They are tired of this country weaponizing the U.S. dollar and kicking other kicking other countries out of the SWIFT system and all this other kind of stuff. But let me answer your question. If you hold on to it, it will always have value. There will be a local community here throughout this country that will always take gold and silver. And no matter where you go around the globe, gold and silver are recognized globally. Yep. There may come a day where the US dollar, like the Venezuelan dollar, may not be recognized globally. So it's a smart decision to.
Even if you just stack it up. You know what I'm saying? Just stack it up and hold on to it.
1 ounce. 1 ounce right now is what? Maybe an ounce of silver is what? About $24 for 1 ounce?
Yeah.
Now, an ounce of gold is about $1,900. That's very expensive. But I heard an old homeboy say, slow and steady wins the race. You don't build it overnight. You get a little something here. And that's another thing to my people. Man, my people got money. We just spend it on what we want to spend on. Man, Gucci belts and phones and Yeezys and this and that. And, so, my mama taught me you make time for what's important. So I think it's wise to consider looking into some precious metals. You can always tell when an economy is going to collapse. Precious metals are taken out of the currency. We lost Roy by in 1969. Yes, sir.
Yep. Yeah, and shout out to Bangers and Bullets again, y'all. He supports heavy.
No, that's good.
On the
that's
channel.
Good.
We got some strong supporters out here.
That's good.
If you got a channel and you in this chat, just put 357 fam in the chat and it'll drop the link to your channel.
Okay. You can get gold 1/10 ounce, 1/4 ounce. Okay. US dollar is backed by the might of his military. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Man, the US uses the military like some send-out boys. This country just ran by a bunch of bullies that go around the world bullying people, man.
Hey, look here. You're not gonna catch me saying nothing bad about this country on the internet, okay? You know what I'm saying? These views do not represent the views of 10 ain't ready. I mean, this is the greatest country to live in. Go USA.
Oh man.
Enough of the knock on my door tonight. Nah, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
So my man said, what about diamonds? So I was at the shop the other day. It's the same shop that I go to that I was just talking about the silver and stuff. They sell jewelry too. And they sell their jewelry by the gold weight, by the metal weight, not by the stone. He said it has to be a really, really, really clear diamond before they go by stone weight. So the gold is more valuable than the stones.
Okay.
So it's a little weird.
I wouldn't personally. I don't know that I would. I don't know if I would get into diamonds. I don't really know how liquid that would be or what the market is for that. Because oftentimes something is only as valuable as somebody on the opposite side of the table willing to take that trade or give you fair value for it. So I don't know if I would touch diamonds.
Yeah, I would stick with the metals because people are going to be more subject to take the gold or the silver because if nothing else, they can melt it down and make other things with it,
right?
That they can use.
And and not only is gold and silver, and not only silver is a monetary metal, but it's an industry metal. I believe is one of the best conductors. One of the best conductors of electricity.
Right.
It's used in this whole, again, another 3-hour conversation. Is anybody aware of what's going on in this country with this whole green movement and this whole electrify America movement where they want
Yeah.
everything to be green, they want everything to be electrical, they want
Electric,
everybody to have
yeah.
solar panels. Every solar panel has photovoltaic cells in it. Those photovoltaic cells, they use silver. So if everybody in California, per governor, whatever his name is, supposed to have solar panels by 20, whatever, every electric car uses silver. Every iPhone uses a portion of silver. Silver is used in the medical industry. It's used in aeronautics. So it's not only a monetary metal, but it's an industry metal. So there's a huge demand. So this, bank B and B. Physical metals are the way to go, and it's not popular now because nobody rapping about it, singing about it, talking about it, and the mainstream outlets or the mainstream companies are not talking about it. But by the time they start doing that, it will be too late.
Well, he said, dude at the truck stop trying to sell gold chains for $20. If they real gold chains, I'll be buying as many as I can and just put them up in the safe.
But have a way, make sure you can validate that stuff is real gold. I mean, I
Yeah,
can get you one of those.
one of them little testing kits.
Yeah, what they have? It's called the Metalytic Precious Metal Verifier. It's like a little thing. You'll see them at the local coin shops. And that's another thing. Never go to a local coin shop and buy something unless you have a relationship and you know them, without at least having them put your silver or your gold on that precious metal verifier. Now, if you know them, you've been going there for a long time, you probably won't do it on every transaction. But if you're new to precious metals, do not buy nothing without saying, "Hey, would you mind just putting this silver coin on the precious metal verifier so I can actually see that it is real silver and gold?" And anybody who's professional should have no problem doing that for you.
Yeah. This place they run thing on the up and up.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm looking at my mindset was I was thinking about today when I was doing some stuff around the house. If I just buy an ounce a week, if nothing else,
Yeah, man, that's how you start, and you just
put it up.
just you put it in a place where you feel that it's valuable. Another story, real quick, and I'm gonna throw it back to Dre. Hey, when in the middle of all this cough, close the whole globe down, I remember I drove by the bank one day, and I remember seeing a sign that says, "If you have a security deposit box, please email us so that we can get a PLC or a point of contact to grant you access to your security deposit box." Now, see, somebody like me, I learn real quick, and I'm from B-More. DC people don't shoot me. I'm like, yo, this joint, the bank closed without your approval, without your knowledge, without informing you. So you just roll up one day and you see the bank is closed. Then if you happen to have had a security deposit box there, meaning that you felt like somebody you don't know, don't see, and haven't really vetted is more qualified to watch your precious item and to secure it better than you are, okay, that's your prerogative. I'm not bashing anybody on the call.
Right.
But now the bank closed and they ain't even had the common courtesy to give you a phone number. They said email them so they can get in contact with somebody, God knows when, to get you access to your security deposit box.
That's crazy.
That's a negative. This is not financial advice, and I am not a qualified financial advisor. Comments that you're hearing right now are purely my opinion. Only my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. What I would do if I got precious metal, I would not put them into a.
It's gonna go in my safe.
Hey, wherever you think is better, because when something goes awry and you need access to your money or to your valuables and you can't get it. So what's it all? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really good?
Right.
Hey, if it's not in your, as we say in this investor community with precious metals, if it's not in your physical possession, you don't own it.
Right.
Don't even get me on here for another 3-hour conversation about the money that you put in the BANK. Oh, right. The money that you deposit there is legally not yours. Legally. If you were to go back through all of the fine print and all the paperwork we all filled out and we got a checking account, the money that you put in there legally no longer belongs to you. That's why you can't go in there and jump like, hey, play, let me go and get this 20K out. No, you go make a request for your money. And if you were to go to your BANK tomorrow and be like, yeah, let me go and get this 20 hour play, they'd be like, sir, number one, you're gonna have to fill out some paperwork, and you're gonna have to request that. And nowadays I'm hearing that they're beginning to scrutinize people and ask them what they need the money for. So y'all
Ain't
do
none of
your
your
own
damn
math, do your
business.
own calculations to see what's really going on out here.
This is my money. 'Cause that's what I want it for. So,
Better be prepared. Better have a little something in the sock, boy. Yeah, man. Because
but you know what's funny? Because I had a customer come to my store wanting to buy a large number of firearms the other day.
somebody said, "My Dom and Ma, what from B1 for
What?
real?" Okay, all right, go ahead. Somebody came in the store.
Oh, but yeah, dude came in
Oh,
and
Reese.
he had an extremely large amount of cash
Yes, sir.
to buy a certain number of firearms, and he ended up paying with a black card. And I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I see where his pocket's at.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, so you see these cats coming here. I see them all the time. I knew they had some money. I didn't know they had that kind of money.
Right.
But you know the difference between non-melanated people and melanated people? When we get the money, we want to show the money. They don't. A lot of
You're
them
right.
don't. Because if you saw this dude, you would think he just worked at a construction job or something.
Somebody said AFT, ATF knocking on his door. Yeah, they be wilding in these comments. These shows are funny.
I told you, man, they not playing in here. We raw and uncut over here, brother.
No, but you're right. And so I think that's a thing, Dre. And I guess I can just speak for myself. I call it a maturity thing. You know what I mean? Like, I was taught that insecurity is loud, but confidence is quiet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like when you really, I mean, like everybody in this chat, in this comment room, we all from some type of hood. Bro, I don't care if you from Memphis. I don't care if you from Ponchatoula, Louisiana. Everybody has grown up in some type of urban environment. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just feel like if you really, the older you get and the more mature you get, when you really got it, you don't feel the need to show it. I think that a lot of us growing up in our culture, in our bloodline, in our hood, we felt the need to show a lot because in our hood, it felt like it's like remnants from slavery. Like our worth is ascribed to us based upon what we have. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, when you was little, you wanted the Jordans or the I'm really gonna date myself with this next one, or the Jordan ass jeans or whatever, or the gold chain, because in our hood, growing up, status and respect and worth is ascribed to us based upon what we have. So we always feel the need to let somebody know what we have. I got a Gucci purse, girl. Oh, I'm Coach, bitch. I mean, like, you always got to let somebody know what you have. But when you get to a place of confidence and
Yeah.
maturity, you no longer feel the need to impress people who ain't, as grandma said, they ain't got the keys to heaven or hell. They not paying your rent or your mortgage. You feel that there is no need to impress somebody uh, for no reason for people who
Right.
really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I told one of my homeboys back in the day, I said, man, the people that really love you, they don't. Like I remember one of my homies from DC. Shout out to my man Tech, whatever his name was. One of my boys from DC when we grew up, man, he was poor. I mean, like very poor. And
Right.
yo, at no time did I ever care what this man had on his feet or on his back, because that's my dude. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I love you because you my boy. I could care less if you never wear a Nike or a polo or whatever. So yeah, again, man. So yeah, difference between melanated people and us is, unfortunately, I feel like the remnants, the residue of the slavish mentality, the constantly competing against ourselves, the constant feeling like you must prove yourself to somebody who it does not matter that you prove yourself to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm past that. Like
Yeah.
when I go to some of these investment conferences, Dre, uh, it's it's real money out there. I'm talking real money. Like I'm talking real money, and I'm looking like, let me just be quiet and act like I know I'm. You know what I'm saying? Like and you don't see no Gucci, you don't see no Balenciaga, and I'm not, and yo, I'm not disrespect. I'm not saying disrespect to nobody in this chat. If you do your thing, rock your thing, respect, much love. I'm just saying that sometimes with some people, when they get to a certain level of mindset and awareness, they don't feel like they need to be a walking billboard all the time, advertising for a company that ain't paying you no money, but you advertising for them and always trying to let somebody know you got it. Because let me tell you, the realest ones that got it, you would never know they got it because they don't feel like they need to walk around and show you that they got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like a lot of people, even in this chat right now, don't know I have a clothing line and a shoe brand.
My man. My man.
Because I've gotten to a point to where I stopped messing with the shoes and the clothes a couple of years ago.
Right.
Because our people wouldn't support it.
Right.
It didn't say Nike or Balenciaga or Louis or something like that on it, so they didn't want it.
Right.
It had Marcus Garvey on it,
No, that's
Harriet
right.
Tubman,
Right.
Tuskegee Airmen, and stuff like that. It didn't say Supreme, so they wouldn't support it. They'd rather pay $100 for the Supreme shirt than pay $30 for a Marcus Garvey shirt.
Yo, and and again, I'm not knocking nobody on here. Love everybody because you know what, man? I was young once. I was a youngin'. I was 18, 20, whatever, 30. And so I don't want it to be received. I don't want it to be misinterpreted that I'm not being castigating or devaluating. I'm just saying that for me, once I got a little older and once I got to a place of increased maturity, by my definition, I just felt like, man, like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like I need to impress anybody anymore. Shout out to Ghetto. My man said, Dickies and plain shirts while I was in my wardrobe, $30 sneakers, and I'm good. Hey, let me tell you something. I will say this by the humility of God, by God's grace. I've been an investor for over 18 years. Y'all do the math. Am I at Bill Gates level? Not even close. But am I poor? Far from it. I shop at like Marshalls, yo.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need. I'm grown. I got a son too. I just don't feel the need to spend a ridiculous amount on items to put on my body. Now, something is quality. Again, I'm not knocking anything. It's nothing wrong with having nice stuff. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with having name brand stuff. I just got to a place where I'm like, you know what, man? I'm just not about to be a walking billboard all the time. All my people do it. Y'all do your thing. I come in that junk, like my man say, with a plain shirt on, fresh haircut, brush my teeth, throw on some clean shoes, and I'm good. Because the people who love me don't care. You know what I mean? And I take that money and I buy something else, like precious metals, like stocks, like a generator, like some food, like a water purifier, like a, you know what I'm saying? So, hey.
I don't hardly ever buy clothes and stuff, man. And when I do, I go to Marshalls.
Boy, brand names, it be the same Nike stuff in there, just marked down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or Burlington Coat Factory.
Boy, what? Yes, sir.
And then like the t-shirts I wear, almost all the t-shirts y'all see me wear, I made those. Those are from my clothing brand. This hat came off from my clothing brand.
Shout out to Big Dre 357, boy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like most of the stuff I wear, it's my own stuff. Wasn't nobody else supporting it, so I keep the brand alive just so I can wear it.
I love it. That goes back to the mindset and the mentality. Again, no disrespect, only love to everybody out here. If it happens to apply to somebody, I'm just saying for me, I got to a place where I didn't feel like I wanted to be a walking billboard anymore. Am I saying that I don't own nothing that say Nike or Polo? No, not at all. Yes, I own all of that. I'm saying that I prefer not to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gucci, like all over. No disrespect to nobody who does. I'm just saying, man said drive around in a Ford Taurus, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just the mentality. I feel like if I'ma own all that Gucci, oh, you know I was black. I started clapping my hands. I said if I'ma own all that Gucci, I'ma own some Gucci stock. If you are infatuated with Nike, you like Nike, no disrespect. Go buy some Nike stock. That pays a dividend. So you could really be a boss. So that when Nike continues to make money, they pay you a quarterly dividend. That means 4 times a year, Nike's paying you money to own their stock. Now that's a boss. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is the mentality that I would love for my people to begin to embrace. Man, stop letting these companies use us as just walking billboards. Let me tell you, in the business world, nothing is free. Everything costs money.
Yeah.
Money costs money. You feel me? When you go to apply for a loan, that costs money because they're gonna give you a $10,000 loan with a 20% interest rate on that junk. Everything costs money. Man, I remember I called this lady who shall remain nameless for, I guess it was a consultation. I thought it was more of a kind of a friendly thing, but I was quickly schooled. She charged me like X amount of dollars just to call her on the phone. I'm like, man, everything costs money. My point is, stop letting these industries use us as beautiful people to constantly walk around always advertising for them without being paid for it. Yeah. If you're gonna rock all this name brand stuff, you need to get you a deal with somebody or something, man. Like, I just see us wearing all this stuff, and I'm like, you're not getting paid for any of that, and you're just redirecting people back to this store, and they're gonna make more money off of you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody said Foreman Mills. I'm wilding. Let me stop. I don't know about that commercial. Foreman Mills. But yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they somebody told me to drop a link to my stuff.
Coy said the owner of Louis Vuitton is the richest man in the world now. I'm pretty sure he is.
He's the richest man in the world now. I thought yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
That's probably on some slang stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like rich man, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. These folks out here, they buy up all that Louis and all that stuff, man.
I ain't mad at it, man. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, look, have you a couple of other things in place? That's all I'm saying. Just lovingly, respectfully, do your thing. Just have some other things in place. Yeah. So that when things take place in an unexpected manner, you're good. You know what I'm saying? It's just, maybe consider, like I say before, when everybody go right, at least look left. Don't be such a follower, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we too beautiful, too bright, too brilliant, too creative, man, to just follow everything that everybody does. Plus, I'm grown. I ain't about to follow everybody no more. I'm grown, boy. I ain't about to do it. So, yeah, man. But
yeah, it just be more wise about how you spend your money. Yeah, I buy a lot of guns and stuff, but I have a channel, so I buy guns because I got to make content for the channel.
Right.
And but they're also investments because I can turn around and sell them or trade them or do whatever I got to do. But I can use them to acquire other products.
Yes, sir.
So even if stuff hit the fan, you know what I'm saying, and say currency wasn't a thing no more, and I had to do some bartering, right. I got something I can barter with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And remember, bartering is everything, man, from food to alcohol to toilet paper, to the ammo. It's also over-the-counter medications. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody trying to be, go deal with having a fever and they don't have any Tylenol or Advil or Bufferin or whatever. So yeah, just learn to think outside of the octagon and realize that preparedness is kind of like a marathon. Like, it's kind of like an ongoing thing. Like, it ain't that preparedness is definitely not a sprint. There's always something that you can do. There's always something you can add. There's always something you can learn. I was jiving around. I was joking, but I was really serious on one video. I said, man, I went to this show and everybody was, 2A. That's cool. Much respect. I said, but think about some other things, man, like a book. I found a great book on medicinal remedies, to assist somebody that may have a medical issue. Hey, everybody got a medical issue. And if you don't, keep living long enough. You know what I'm saying? So, how about having a book where it talks about some natural herbal remedies, some ways to address some common maladies or illnesses? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's preparedness, homie. That's preparedness, queen. Right. You have some things in your arsenal so that you are well-rounded. Coming from the the cybersecurity arena, information technology that I've been in for a long time, we talk about defense in depth.
Right.
You put a server. It's probably some tech people on here. You put a server behind in the DMZ, you put it behind the firewall, and then you got access control and role-based control. Basically, you have defense in depth, meaning that you got multiple things something has to go through in order to get to you and you know unseat you. That's the way it should be in the preparedness community, in the preparedness mindset. You should have
Right.
multiple things in place so that if the banking and the economic, if you wake up, I don't want to say tomorrow, if you wake up last week and the bank's not open and the ATM machines are not working, you should still have a way to be
Yeah.
able to get some food for your family. The colonial pipeline thing that happened 2 years ago, I don't know
Yeah.
how it may have affected you guys, but it hit us here on the East Coast where allegedly there was a hack, because there's always a hack, right? And with all these cameras and all this technology, it's funny how they can never find out who did the hack and bring them to justice. But anyway, there was a problem allegedly with the gas stations. And so, like, it was a rack of gas stations that they weren't working, they didn't have any gas. Bro, when I tell you, people around here was looking ridiculous. They was like, I mean, people were very frantic. They couldn't get gas, they couldn't fill up. And if you was one of them lazy last minute people that always ride around on eat, you was hurting.
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, some of us were okay because maybe some of us we don't let our cars get below half a tank, and we also have a little bit of fuel at an undisclosed location. So if that happens, what do you do? If you know there's so many things that can have power outage of extended duration. What if there's an attack on a local water treatment facility plant? What if there's just a main water break, as I've said in the previous video? These are real life things that I've seen. You put things in place, as one of my homies say, our goal is to create micro infrastructure. That is, you look at everything you need on a macro level and you do your best to recreate it on a micro level. You need energy. So you try to recreate that on a micro level by getting a generator that, with some gas, that can provide you some energy to charge up your devices, turn your lights on, power some appliances in your house. If you old school from the country like me, you go out there, you chop wood, split wood, you got a
Yeah.
fireplace and all that to keep yourself warm. Water, what if there's a problem at the local water treatment facility? What if there's a boil water alert? What if you was in Flint? What if you was in Jackson? How are you going to drink? You should have some bottled water. You should have a filter. There are other things you can do, but you should have some basic things so that when life happens, you're not dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? You can still continue to move forward with some sense of decency, sovereignty, and pride, and you ain't got to go bow down to some system. You don't got to go to some camp or some set up facility because you have previously thought about it and put things in place. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well,
go ahead.
it's crazy because a few weeks ago when we had that snowstorm or a little
Bougie
snow
Prepper
here,
got it. Yep. Cyber pandemic. Yep. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drake.
when we had that snowstorm, um, to try and keep the grid from overloading, they were
In
shutting the
Texas?
grid down in sections for so
Okay.
much time, and doing it in a rotation.
Was
And
this
people
in
were
Texas or are you talking
freaking
about
out
in Tennessee?
in Tennessee.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So people were kind of freaking out, and they were like, "What the hell is going on?" But to keep the grid from overloading, they were shutting it down in sections for like 15, 20, sometimes an hour at a time to try and balance out the grid. And so it was freaking people out, man. And if you're not used to not having technology and you're not prepared, that was some scary stuff for a lot of people. I was just like, man, you'll be all right. It'll come back up.
Mm, mm,
See,
mm, mm.
I was gonna eat. I got food right there, so I was gonna eat regardless.
Right.
And then where I was at, I stayed with my lady, so she got a freezer full of food,
Smart.
and then we could build a fire in the yard and
Yes,
cook on
sir.
it if we need to. You know what I'm saying? Because it just is what it is.
Man, it's all fun and games until you don't have no food. Food is everything. I don't
Yeah,
care, because man, like they say this. I don't want. Let me just be myself. They be saying this silly stuff like the average human can go for, was it like 3 minutes without oxygen and blah blah blah, and 3 weeks without food. Uh, you could think you can go 3 weeks without food, but you're not going to be functioning at an optimal level with your right mind, full of strength after 3 weeks without food.
Nah.
If you ain't got no food, it's a wrap. Like 2A all day, you're gonna be too tired. You ain't gonna get no sight alignment, sight picture. You're gonna be hallucinating. Like you, preparedness, baby boy. You know what I'm saying? Like our people, we need to put some things in place so that if and when it happens, because it's coming. And if you don't believe me, what homegirl Bougie say? Cyber pandemic. Hey,
Yeah.
some of this stuff out here, man, like it's almost like the powers that be. They think they 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 believe that we are too stupid and too benighted. I won't say stupid. I'm sorry. We are too
Yeah.
intellectually darkened to do anything.
Yeah.
It's almost as if it's some kind of perverse game where they be like, uh, we're going to play this game, but we know they won't listen. But let us give them a bit of a handbook anyway. But they won't even pay attention
Yeah.
because I feel like if you are familiar with who the WEF is, I don't even like saying their name, is a World Economic Forum. They're not hiding.
Nope.
You can
You
go
know
to
what
their
they say,
website.
right?
You can go. Yeah, I know exactly what they say.
If you
You
want to
will
hide something
own.
from a black man, put it in a book.
Homie said, "You will own nothing and be happy." um, there's a lot of things that are going on out here, man. So at this point, if if people are not interested in preparing, then they're just going to have to be accountable for their decisions. But
Yeah.
it is my hope and my prayer that we will begin to take a look at some things that are going around. And I can almost hear like my brother-in-law saying, because one day my brother-in-law was like, man, you can't lay awake all night, being worried about it. You're right. I don't lay awake all night worrying about it. I don't worry. I just put things in place and I keep it R&B smooth. I'm not saying be scared. I'm not saying lay up all night and worry. I'm saying use your eyes, use your ears, use your brain, use your discernment, your Holy Ghost, your chakra, your energy, your yin, your yang, whatever you want to call it. Look at what's going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
Make a note and then get into some action and put some things in place so that when it all happens, you at least have put some things in place to mitigate the effects of some things that are going to happen.
Right.
And if it don't happen, then you just got some extra water, some extra food, some extra ice to bring to the cookout, and you're good. You know what I'm saying? You got an extra pair of clothes or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This country is beefing with like the global superpower that makes everything. You know what I'm saying? Like this country is beefing with China. I can't believe I be selling this. Like I don't trust nothing on this internet. They beefing with them. They make everything. Why are you beefing with
Yeah.
them? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at anything in your house and everything be like made in
Made
that
in
country.
China.
What do you think happens if things continue to escalate more than how they're escalating now? What happens if they cut us off and say, no problem, we will no longer export anything to you? Can y'all please tell me what this country makes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we make in comparison to what that country makes? I'm like, man, people better wake it on up, man. So, hey, we're not about being scared. We're not about being panicking. We R&B smooth. We see
Yeah.
what's good. We see what's going on. We get out. We make a couple preparations, kid a couple things, and then we come back, get our favorite drink of lemonade, and we two-step. We chill out and listen to some Boys the Men. Hey, that's how it is. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna sit back and relax. I'm not gonna stress it. I've already got some stuff worked out with some people. I know what my plan is. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm taking.
Hey,
And so, I mean, we're gonna be
and
all
in
right.
addition to that, my bad. Last thing. One of my biggest things I harp on, which you have done a phenomenal job at doing, Big Drake, is forming alliances,
Oh yeah.
building relationships, because you can't make it on your own.
Right.
Everybody in here, me, you, everybody, gonna need somebody. No matter how smart you are, sharp you are, how wealthy you are, you're going to need someone. We are stronger together then we are separated. They know that, which is
That's
why
right.
the common narrative over 2 years and counting has been separated. Do your part, stay apart. Don't go see your family for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Bro, what's the big difference? Whether I saw him last week or saw him on Christmas, but don't get me started. But anyway, form alliances, build relationships. It's okay to speak to people. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like every time you speak to a woman, you ain't gotta be trying to be hollering. It's like, good morning, how are you? Hey, nice shoes. Hey, what's going on, brother? Just speak to people. We're all going to need each other. So shout out to you. Shout out to Carbon Q, who's been very kind, very generous. She is absolutely brilliant, magnificent. She brought me to you in terms of letting you know about who I am. Shout out to Tribe of Kings. Shout out to everybody on here, man. Form alliances, man. Speak to people. Be nice to people. Ooh, be nice to people. Ooh, I felt the Holy Ghost on that one. Man, you don't know who you don't know who is who knows who has resources. The plug, I guess that's the common word we say. Yeah, I got the plug. You don't know who, man. Be nice to people. Cause bro, you don't know who. You don't know who
Right.
knows who. You don't know who has connections and access to who. And we all have more in common than we do that's apart, man. I'm so tired of this red, blue, Democrat, Republican.
Yeah.
Man, look, man. My granddaddy said left wing, right wing, same bird. You know what I mean? Like form alliances, start building relationships because you're stronger together. If something happened, man, you part of a village, it don't affect you as much because you're part of a village. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, the colonial pipe, whatever gas station not working, no problem. Because I got a gallon of gas. My man Hot Tub Tony got a gallon of gas. You know what I'm saying? Like Carbon Q got a gallon of gas. So nobody in this village should not be able to drive their car. Because we got a village, we got a mag, we got a tribe, we together. So if you're an individual, you short. Same thing with food. Oh, you know what? There's a rice shortage, there's a bean shortage. No problem. I got 10 pounds of rice. My man Hot Tub Tony, that's not just being a rap song. Man, Hot Tub Tony, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm poking fun, but what I'm trying to accentuate is the power of togetherness.
Yeah.
If we all got something, man, you know what I'm saying? My baby girl crying at night, she got this fever. No problem. We got Tylenol. You know what I'm saying? Like when you a part of something, whatever they throw at us, it can only be so effective because we are powerful beyond measure and damn near invincible when we stick together. Form alliances, man. Stay together. Be nice to people.
If we all come together and bring what each one of us has to the table, we'll be all right.
Man,
we just got to stop trying to take from each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, me and Quinn was talking, man. We watched a lot of like Walking Dead stuff like that, and it's like, yeah, we ain't gonna be having no zombies walking around, but that survival aspect of it could really happen.
You never know. Don't nobody know it's in Area 51, but
Yeah,
anyway,
that's true.
For another. Never know what these jokers be doing.
But man, brother, you
stick together, man.
You covered a whole lot of stuff. I was just letting you talk. Let's let you do your thing.
And I'm just honored to be here, and I'm very grateful, and thank you guys for having me tonight. And hopefully one or two things I've said, hopefully it's something that somebody can take and get up tomorrow morning, like, you know what, let me listen to this knucklehead and go put a couple things in place. You know what I mean? Man, we just stronger together, man. We're invincible. We're powerful beyond measure. And the day that we really get together is the day that nobody can touch us. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Yeah, man. Stay prepared. Stay alert, man. Stay watchful out there. Speak to people. Be nice. You just never know, man. You just so yeah, stick together, man. Form a line. What you guys are doing is lovely. I wish there were more people. It seems like the togetherness still seems to be more prevalent down south than it is up north, man.
Yeah.
But you guys
in the south, man, we tend to stick together more.
Because that's the culture. That's the way of life. You know what I'm saying?
Culture down here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we all about, you know what I'm saying, barbecues and drinking some beer together. You know what I'm saying? So all that weird stuff that people be doing where they don't speak to each other and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird to us. You know what I'm saying? If we hold a door open for somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's just what we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But shoot, this whole, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And they look at you all sideways and shit. We're not used to that.
Right. Man, don't pay no mind. That'll be the same joke when you pass about 10 miles up the road. He got a flat tire, but he ain't want to speak to nobody. You be all right. Have a nice
Yeah.
day. You know what I'm saying?
You see the video where the dude was walking up to the lady. He was like, "Excuse me, ma'am." She's like, "What do you want? I'm married." He was like, "Oh, I was just gonna tell you had a flat tire." And
Right.
she's like, "Oh, will you help me fix it?" He's like, "No, call your husband." He walked off.
Right. That's funny.
But man, I definitely appreciate you coming through, brother.
Man, thank you so
I know
much
you
for
just
having
got through doing some stuff,
me.
and hadn't been too long. Got home, you still got your
Well, still got me. I know, right? It's all good. Man, it's no, seriously, Jay. Seriously, man, it was a joy to be here tonight, brother. And I'm humbled that you guys would have me on. And again, shout out to everybody here. I'm only calling names only because these are the folks I know. To you, Carbon Q, and the Tribe of Kings, man. Top of salute, and I'm so grateful you guys have me. So thank you so
man,
much.
you're more than welcome to come through anytime, brother. You know what I'm saying? And
Thanks so much.
you always welcome to come drop jewels, man. My people, they love getting them jewels, man, getting that knowledge. They love that information. And that's what I like to bring to them. You know what I'm saying? I want them to have fun, but at the same time, I want to give them, every time they come in, I want to leave with something. You know
right. I just feel like if one win, we all win, man. If we share and empower each other, then, you know
man,
what I'm saying?
let's have one. Each one teach one.
My man.
Each one teach one, baby. That's what I'm all about. And see, my brother down here, Sunday View Fishing, that's another man. That's another super, super educated
Thank you
brother.
so much.
Coy, super educated brother. Ghetto. All these people in here, man. We got some educated people in here, man. We're not running around with some knuckleheads.
I don't sleep on nobody, but I'm probably much more educated than I am. Like I said, I stay humble. Say, thank you for having me. Man, I'm just trying to share a little something to be a blessing, and it's all
man,
good.
Come around, check us out. You know what I'm saying? And I want to, I got a little producer. You know what I'm saying? Be helping me out. Shout out to them. And I ain't gonna throw him up. I ain't gonna throw him out there. Shout out to them for the support. Appreciate you. And yeah, man, we gonna shut this thing down. Do you want to give them all your social media outlets? Any way
you know what, man?
Yeah,
I think everybody can find me on at 10A Ready on Instagram. I have a website. That's more of like the corporate stuff. People bring me in for the consultations and for my stock market stuff. You're welcome to check that out as well. But if you want to follow me or check me out on Instagram, man, you just might learn something because I tried to say a couple things, man, to make people laugh and at the same time try to educate them on a couple of real things. So
yeah, I'm definitely gonna check you out, man, because I want to get into the whole stock thing. Anybody out here, Carver's been dropping this link throughout.
Thank you so much.
And because she's one of the best moderators in the game. Her and Shanna and them. I got some dope moderators, man.
That's what's up.
And his link has been dropped throughout the show. I've been dropping this link. And so go show him some support, man. Go subscribe to his IG and stuff, man. Go check out his website. Check out all the information he's putting out. Show him some love, y'all. Invite him, welcome him to the family.
Blessings.
Everybody that has a channel in this chat, drop 357 fam in the chat right now. So Nightbot can drop your link. You know what I'm saying? We want
Dre, sorry to cut you. I think Ghetto said, Big Dre, the link you throwing out doesn't work, but Shauna link works for him though.
Okay. I guess my link broke. That's all right. Shanna got you covered. Yeah, we got you covered. We're gonna get you out there, brother. Sunday View Fishing said he posting a new video tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Okay. So I go subscribe to these channels, man. Show everybody some love, brother. Again, you come through here looking like Jay-Z's son. I guess your wife must be Solange.
Hey, I gotta laugh because I stay clowning people about who they be looking like. Man, that joint is funny. That dude said like Jay-Z. Hey, I don't know. Look, Jay-Z not looking too good these days, though, boys. I don't know. I
Yeah,
might
he
need to
about
fix myself
70.
up, boy.
Shit. Hell, Jay-Z old as hell.
Oh Lord.
Man, he
Hey,
what?
you can
Jay-Z,
tell.
what, he
Hey, you
what,
can tell Jay
56?
rich. Hey, look, you can tell Jay he rich, good boy. He is unconcerned with the clothes he wear, and I'm not mad. Jay be chilling. Jay like I'm
Man,
worth a
Jay ain't stuck
million.
up, man.
Jay like I'm gonna go and wear this shirt from Target, and I'm good. And I ain't
Yeah,
mad. I ain't mad at
yeah.
it.
He ain't stuck nothing, brother.
I
He
ain't
ain't stuck nothing. But yeah, man.
mad at it.
Appreciate you coming through.
Yes,
Hang
sir.
out for a second. Everybody in the chat, love y'all. Again, appreciate y'all. My man, Bangers, man, again, brother, appreciate you, brother. You always coming through, showing mad love. Appreciate you. Y'all be blessed. Stay dangerous. We're going to
Blessings.
shut this thing down, man.
I
We
know
out.
that's right. Blessings, y'all. Thank you so much.